I'm a bit of a showman as well.
Yeah.
I love doing the introspective and doing the meditation and going deep within myself, but I love putting on a show.
Yeah.
I love giving you
making it fun.
I love giving you an experience. I hated school. I hated it. I couldn't stand school. It's okay to relax.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, man, don't let these people who are trying to because we are in a society that's fear-driven.
Yeah.
The news, everything's fear, highly stimulated. You have everything you need. Unless you're running from a tiger right now, or you're starving, or you're about to die of dehydration, or you're not in shelter.
Yeah.
You have everything you need. Don't worry, the rest is a game. Hello, family, and welcome to the final episode of Season 1 of Who on Earth, episode 25. This is going to be part 2 of my 2-part conversation with Hannah Reid. If you've not seen part 1, go check it out in episode 24. This is where we speak about my relationship with meditation. It is meditation with Michael, after all. After this, we're going to have a bit of a break. Just take a moment to process Season 1. Give myself, because I'm a one-man band, just a bit of time to just work on a couple of things. I've got a little book, I've got a few courses, a website that's coming out, so these are all amazing things. I just want to give my focus. But I've already filmed some of Season 2 already. Some fantastic guests coming. So whilst you're waiting for that, feel free to check out the rest of Season 1. Any likes, if you want to give me a comment of what you thought of all the Season 1, or even just episode 25. And if you feel like subscribing so you don't miss when Season 2 comes out, now's the time. Otherwise, guys, here's just a few words about our sponsors, TRANSMUTE. Unless this is your first time watching Who on Earth, you've heard me speak about TRANSMUTE Studio and the new place as well. The new city centre, Northern Quarter studio is pretty cool. I'm not going to lie, it's impressive. Beautiful spot, beautiful things going on as well there, loads of upgrades. Go check out their website, TRANSMUTE, or go down to the socials. You'll see everything that's going on. But we're talking like Wizardry's Arignani's still going. We've got Mustafa's drumming, African dance classes. We've now got salsa classes that are starting. My floating meditation journeys, and they have leveled up with the new equipment that we've got. We've got loads of different dances going on there. We've even got live performances, like we had Broccoli doing a live performance with his funky Broccoli music. But tell you what, you go down, you see it for yourself. I'm just fresh off a free community walk with TRANSMUTE that we did on Sunday, so I'm all buzzed up about them. And you will be too, I'm sure, even if it's just a yoga class. I'm even going to be doing a Tuesday morning meditation session, so you can start the day right. You can join online as well. But all TRANSMUTE's details will be in the description. But should we finish off Season 1? Enjoy the episode.
Okay. And in terms of like meditation techniques, so you mentioned the mudras, and is there any other technique? I remember you mentioned once, you said something about like habit tracking.
Habit tracking,
is that something?
Oh, yeah. Fantastic, yeah, because a lot of these teachers and a lot of the stuff, a massive flaw I see is it's great. I could teach you how to feel the fire element, how to feel the air. I can teach you how to go into other dimensions. I can teach you how to release ancestral trauma. Well, that's great, but are you doing it once every few months?
Once a year.
When you fancy putting a video on? When things get really tough, are you then doing a 10-minute class or something? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, without it being a daily habit, it's fucking pointless.
What I find with meditation is I'll do it when I feel already peaceful to kind of enhance the peacefulness. And then on days where I'm uncomfortable, it's the last thing I want to do is sit with it. Let
me give you the fighter analogy. If I only trained for a fight 5 minutes before a fight, probably not going to be that good at fighting, right? No, a fighter trains for months.
For that one fight.
Yeah. So what you're doing by daily sitting with what you, because it's not always panic attack and sheer terror and existential dread, grief stricken. Like if you process that, it's just, oh, my back's a bit uncomfortable. Yeah. Or it might even be, well, that felt nice. You know, you can get to that point. So if you're doing that every day, I'm sitting with how I feel, I'm sitting with how I feel, I'm sitting with how I feel. When it arises, the car scenario where I've got the bonnet crashing 70 miles an hour, I could have shit myself, just gone, crashed into the car. And that's our pile up.
Yeah.
Because of how I dealt with the situation, because I'm so used to sitting with stress, sitting with stress, sitting with what I don't.
Anything that arises, you just completely let it go.
So I'm a fighter now. It's fight day.
Yeah.
It's fight time. And I'm like, let's do it, man. I trust myself because I've been training.
Yeah.
So it's about just do the 2-minute rule. So the Atomic Habits, James Clear, check this out. This guy's fantastic. If you can just start with doing 2 minutes a day, because it's not, don't worry about the result, which is your feeling of inner peace, of opening your heart, whatever. Don't even worry about the process, which is meditating or yoga or breath work or ecstatic dance. What's the identity? Use the ego to your advantage. Ego is attachment to beliefs and ideas, an idea of who Hannah is, and you're attached to that belief. Well, then play with that. Create a habit of somebody. What would someone do who wants an open heart? I'll just ask you that question right now. What would they do?
They would meditate.
Well, there you go. There's your answer. So go do a 2 minute. But 2-minute rule makes it not overwhelming.
Okay, so it's just 2 minutes.
Going to the gym. Fuck me. That sounds
It's
like
a big
effort.
task.
I'll tell you, I'll go for the gym for 2 minutes. I could probably do that. I could do a 2-minute jog.
Yeah.
Once you're there, I could do an extra 5 minutes. I'll do an extra 10
at the
minutes.
Dance, I was like, to begin with, I was like, I don't have the energy to dance, like 5 minutes in. All of a sudden, as soon as David was like playing all of his tunes, I was dancing.
Don't wait for the motivation.
For like 2 hours.
Don't let your truth be your compass. Don't wait for the motivation, because you're going to get days where you're not feeling motivated, where you do have to use willpower. But if your truth says, an open heart is important to me, and your truth then says, well, a person who would have an open heart would meditate, don't worry about anything else. What does your truth say?
Yeah.
Go do. Don't worry about the sensations in your body or how tired you are or anything.
Go and hug a tree.
What's your truth bloody say? Right, go do it then.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. And then, sorry, remind me of what the actual question was so I get it right.
Any kind of techniques that you use in meditation. So we're talking about habit tracking.
The habit, so create a habit of coming to the breath, anapana. So when we did that Vipassana course, 35 hours, we just watched the breath in through the nose, out through the nose, in through the... Not even regulating like we did with the breathing technique at the start of this episode. Watch, because that's a fully embracing objectively
it's really
reality.
hard to not adjust the breath when you watch it.
Just watch. If it's irregular, it's irregular. If it's deep, it's deep. If it's shallow, it's shallow. Just accepting reality as it is, the breath. But only this bit with the nostril, that bit inside the nose, and that bit above the upper lip. So it's just that tiny triangle. So that's sharp in the mind. So every time you're struggling with reality, and unless you need, because we're not Buddha, are we? Let's just be honest. We're not got to that level yet. Sometimes we do need a vagal breathing to just regulate the nervous system.
Absolutely.
But if you truly want full power, experiencing reality on its terms, anapana, just watch the breath in, watch the breath out. And that's accepting a law of Dharma, law of the universe, law of nature, which is anicca. Anicca meaning all must change, all will pass. So that breath gets you out, your mind, your ego, out of the way of trying to control, and just lets the body process. The body and the mind, as I said at the start, crave equilibrium. They crave balance, because we are all one. And when the Big Bang happened, or whatever it is, I'm not a scientist, but it created this That's where the sound comes from. And that's chaos. That's too much energy to just be splurted out of you. If someone threw up, it wouldn't be done in an orderly fashion. So now, but because we are all one, underneath everything, obviously we're playing the game of you're Hannah and I'm Michael, but on the essence level, we are all one. It's all connected. It's craving order. Why do you think all these trillions of cells have ordered them in a sense that creates a Hannah vessel? Like, that's amazing. That's insane, like trillions, and that's what we know of. If you keep, it's like the Ouroboros, you keep going in, you just keep finding more. It's a snake chasing its head. It's just you keep going in. So what can I do? I just trust. And how do I trust? I keep coming back to a breath, so I can get out of the way. Because if I fully trust a doctor, I'm not telling a doctor what to bloody do, am I? If I trust a nutritionist, if I trust a PT, if I trust a breathwork specialist, I don't get up halfway through Leo's session yesterday and go, excuse me, mate, I actually think we should hold for 10. I trust him. And now the experience is different. I'm not trying to control. I'm in a more relaxed state. I'm optimum Michael now. So I'm trusting. So Anapana, that's one. That's the most powerful breathing technique. Just watching. And keep doing that. Create a habit of Anapana. Yes, I wasn't occasional meditating after my uncle died for a few weeks, but I was doing total meditation because I constantly keep coming back to that breath in and out. So there's your breath. Another one, sensation, the body. And I don't just mean the outer shell. I mean the internal body, which you can feel if you allow yourself to. You've just disconnected. If you can't feel the inner body, you've disconnected yourself. That connection to self is not very strong. So just keep feeling the body.
Is that like awareness of heartbeat or sensations?
You pick. So do you think you could just vaguely allow any sensation to arise, or you're going to get lost in that? Pick a spot. My center point is usually I just keep a focus on where my heart center will be in my chest.
Yeah.
Or third eye. They're where I resonate most, but you could be a bloody little toe. It don't matter. It could be a strand of hair, whatever. But generally that makes sense, doesn't it? The heart, the center, or maybe
it
there.
is a powerful space.
So maybe that's if you wanted to feel. That's if you wanted to.
This is definitely the feeling center.
So feel there, creative imagination there. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, every time, that's all we're doing again. We're practicing. Remember, meditation is practicing concentration. Meditation is the actual truest form of yourself. I'm teaching you concentration. Keep Tristan, just come back. Oh, I'm not very good at that. Of course you're not. Ronaldo couldn't do what he can do right now because he never trained.
Yeah.
He didn't come onto a football pitch ready-made Ronaldo. No, he practiced. He trained harder than everyone else.
Yeah.
Input, output. You're not a bad person.
He believed in himself too.
But biology of belief is very important. So believe that this is possible. Believe if this party boy Manchester lad can do it, Jesus Christ, you can. Don't you worry. You've got this. You just need to learn how to by practicing. So keep coming back to the body sensations. You got your breath, you got body, sound. Sound's a fantastic one. So you could just put music on. I don't have sound unless I'm doing a music meditation because that's taking you external.
Right.
So if you're wanting to process everything,
goes you on a bit of a journey, doesn't it? A visualization.
Loads of people. Do you meditate? Well, I do guided meditations. Fantastic. Yeah. But what happens when you need to go internal? Because right now your attention's outward on a voice and on some music that they usually have on in the background. Yeah. So I don't put music in my classes unless we're doing a specific music meditation. Yeah. But say you are becoming overwhelmed and I'm not a pro Michael, I can't just do Anapana for 10 hours. I need something else. Right, that's fine. Totally get it. I'm the same sometimes. Pardon me. Then put a bit of music on. Yeah. Maybe it's sound bowls. Maybe it's something you know what soothes your system. You know, some people think rock's soothing.
White noise.
White noise, whatever it is. And just keep coming back to that for a while. Oh, but what if all this happens and I'll lose my job? And what if my partner... Come back to the sound. Come back to the sound. Come back. Just keep coming back. And eventually, again, that gets you out of your own way. The thinking mind calms down. And...
it's funny. The voice that comes up for me in meditation is, well, if I spend all my time meditating, I won't have the time to work out how to solve the problems. So then my brain's like, we need to stop meditating. We need to solve the problem.
There's an old Buddhist phrase where I'm going to probably butcher this, so I'm not good at remembering specifics. It's usually the gist I get very well. But basically, someone goes, oh, I'm really stressed. And the monk goes, meditate for 20 minutes or 15 minutes. Yeah. I don't have time for that. Right, well, you need to meditate for an hour then. Because what he's basically saying there is, you believe you don't have time. Yeah. You're in a survival state. I don't have time. Why? What don't you have time to do? Well, I've got to do the pots, and I've got to do this assignment, and I've got to do the washing up, and I've got to go to the gym. They're not needs. Mm-hmm. Needs are water, shelter, food, not being in a dangerous situation. They're like clothes. So I need to do the parts. Sounds like an innocent thing to say, right? No. You've just attached survival energy to doing a chore. And that chore was more important than your own inner peace. Yeah. That's why the why comes in. You want an open heart. What's more important, Hannah? An open heart or the pots? It's a fucking easy question to answer.
And what's funny as well is I will stop meditating because of that. Because I think, well, I can solve the problem now that I'm not meditating. I'm not wasting my time in silence. Yeah. And then I'll just go and do something menial, which never solves a problem anyway. I'll scroll on my phone or sit on the sofa and completely, detach from...
In The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle says, you create problems. It's a life situation till your mind created a problem out of it. Yeah. It's just a life situation to either be encountered in a certain way. Yeah. So just treat it as a life situation, an opportunity And all of a sudden it's not a problem.
Yeah.
It's a situation.
I find my phone's really distracting too. I always get like a sense of urgency with messages.
That's been absolutely programmed to take every sense, every primal urge.
Yeah.
And it's been amplified to this ridiculous level. I get that.
Yeah. Because I'll meditate and then I'm like, oh, but that person messaged me about that thing and they said it was urgent, and then I like
put your phone on silent. What's the rush? Unless you've got a really important call you're waiting for, which is when? How often is that? Put it on silent. Have a particular time of the day you go and check it. And I'm just as bad.
Yeah.
I get it. But do I really need to know?
On that like urgent, you need to respond.
Do I really need to know if United have signed that new striker today or tomorrow? Like, come on, what? Over my inner peace that wins.
Yeah.
Come off it. So just that's where, and just one at a time. So those habits that the original question, atomic habits, it's all about just a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
I've got a meditation tracker that I used his format, and you just do a cross. It's called Not Breaking the Chain. You do a cross every day that you've meditated for at least 2 minutes, or if you've got a bit more of a scale. For me, I would turn that into half an hour, or to my level now, doing an hour. So if I've done an hour, I do a cross.
Nice.
If I haven't, don't worry. Everyone falls off. You could have been ill. You could have been so busy. Hannah's chatted for 10 hours. Oh, well, I missed my meditation. It's not the one day you miss it. That's the problem. It's not even the second. It's when that becomes 3, 4, 5, because now you're creating a habit of not doing it.
Okay.
And you are neurological pathways.
Your habits.
That's all your personality is. The Hannah is patterns, paradigms, neurological pathways that go a certain way. So Hannah can be changed. If it can be created, it can be changed.
Yeah.
So have fun with it. You have the power to create a new paradigm which says, when my phone vibrates, I purposely won't look for at least a minute.
Yeah.
And keep it, like, don't say I won't look at my phone for 10 days.
Yeah.
Keep it manageable. Minutes. Just like practice.
Yeah.
Just practice. I always say a phrase I always say in class, and my students will laugh because I purposely say the same thing on purpose, so you hear my voice in your head going, progress, not perfection. Perfection, that's a bit hard to achieve, but a bit better than I could do.
Yeah.
Anyone could do that. What, a little bit better than I could do? Oh yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
It's achievable now.
Yeah.
I can actually create a habit out of it. It's no longer stressful.
Yeah. That reminds me of my favourite quote, which is like, perfection is an illusion. That you can't actually achieve it anyway.
Check the episode with Willpower. He'll tell you what happens with perfection.
Yeah.
And the second you let go,
relief.
Thank God.
Yeah. Okay, so a question then, I guess, to kind of round up our episode today.
I mean, we've got loads of time.
Do we?
Yeah.
I feel like we've been speaking for a while.
I think you can even turn this into a bit of a longer one, because it's only like, for me, like, if you've got more that you want to know.
Well, the question I was going to ask you was...
we can split it into 2, can't we?
Yeah, for sure. So a question I was going to ask you is, what kind of message would you give to Michael 10 years ago?
What I said to you, it's okay to relax, brother.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, just, it is okay.
Yeah.
And not... oh, that sensation isn't difficult to hold. Not losing that dad isn't horrible. Not losing that girl isn't horrible. Not that addiction's fucked you up a bit, hasn't it? None of that, because they're all truth. He's experiencing it that way, but one thing that will help him is to relax.
Yeah.
Just relax. It's okay. Breathe. There's no pain in a breath.
Yeah.
Just come and sit with me, brother. Let me show you. Literally what I would do for you in a class. That's what I just do for him, because I don't teach anybody else with some sort of hierarchy like, you're all worthy of. And I'm not some genius. Maybe I've got things wrong, but this is happening. It's working for me. Do you want to know what worked for me?
Yeah.
Well, then come to class. Or book a 1-to-1, or, I like using, because I'm a storyteller, so I like using story, because story evokes emotion, and emotion is the fuel.
Yeah.
People go, I do affirmations. Do you feel the emotion behind that? Or do you just say empty words? Because empty words are just a direction. Yeah. And the fuel is the emotion. You ain't going to get anywhere with just Google Map without any electricity. You need the emotional fuel. So when I'm doing my affirmations, I feel behind it. I feel the desire. Release attachment to results. That's the desire is needed for any sort of action to be taken. The suffering comes when we're attached to the result.
Yeah. I mean, my friend said to me the other day, you were overwhelmed because you're attached to the outcome. And suddenly it was like it alleviated all of this stress that I was just carrying. And I was like, yeah, I'm attached to this turning out perfectly is what I'm attached to it.
Reprioritize.
Yeah.
If you're ever overwhelmed, just reprioritize. I was getting so overwhelmed because I was trying to do Tai Chi and yoga and meditate and cold water therapy and breath work and ecstatic dance. By the way, you've also got the gym that you need to go to. Are you doing your podcast? Have you got the book that you're writing? Are you doing the medication? That you can feel that, oh my God, that's a lot. Reprioritize. What do you need to do? What's the most important? I believe a strong base is important. Go meditate then, mate.
Yeah.
Done. How can I be overwhelmed? There was one thing, but your mind can go into the realm of infinite possibilities. Your mind it's a sixth sense, it's creative imagination. You go into that place, you bring back possibilities, you then take action to create the possibilities into a reality.
Yeah.
But your mind is not limited like the body is. The body's here now, can do one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Like if I start trying to do other stuff, my focus is going, so my energy shifted. That's why Michael Jordan was so good, because he was the most present basketball player on the pitch. He was there, pitch, court.
Yeah.
But you get the point. So if you're fully present with just one thing, then all your energy goes there. It's going to be the best you can do. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Scattered, like the fuel's
I've
all over the
definitely
show
noticed
now.
that. Yeah. It's funny as well. Like, is meditation always sat down, or can meditation be when you're dancing?
What did I say meditation was?
Concentration.
No. I said that's what I'm teaching you so that you can get to meditation. Meditation is your truest self. It's the word for everything that is beneath all this sensation, beneath all this thought patterns, this character, this body.
Yeah.
It's your truest self, which is the observer that we mentioned. I'm teaching you how to concentrate, remember?
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing. So what was the original thing again that you said?
Is meditation always when you're like
sat
down, or can it be when you're dancing?
So can you not be fully yourself stood up? Can you not fully concentrate walking? So then do a walking meditation. Just fully focus on the next step. Feel how the tendons switch. Feel how the foot presses into the ground. Feel the sensation as the muscles in the leg. And how slowly can you do it? Standing there, can you feel grounded like a tree? In the queue, can you witness everything as you're stood? So just being fully present, fully with it. That's what a flow state is. You're just flowing.
Yeah.
The universe is not stagnant. It's constantly flowing. And when you resist it, you resist that flow. And it's like, so if you just accept the flow, you're not being passive.
Yeah.
The flow might tell you it'd be good for your body if you exercised right now.
Yeah.
That's bloody effort, but it's now flow state effort. Rather than forced, I've got to do this because it's for my higher good. So just keep coming back, and do that whilst you're doing anything. There's nothing that being fully present with, but the stillness creates space for what needs to be processed. Right. So when you're moving, so this is what, like, again, when I was doing the ayahuasca, it was getting very, very strong. Yeah. And I felt myself disintegrating, dissolving myself, what I was used to considering as myself, which is this body, and I was becoming more than that, which triggered so many egoic like identities that I had. Yeah. So I was like, because I told you, you work with it. You don't become passive with the master medicine. You work with it. This is being a little bit overwhelming. I don't think I'm quite ready for what you're about to do. And it went, right, well, stillness creates room for expansion to become more than you are, for what needs to be processed. You need to move then, because then that will channel energy. Movement channels energy, stillness, expansion. And then when you're expanded, there's more room for what's been trapped to be released and transmuted. Yeah. So the stillness is to give you that. It's to give you that space to be able to become more than you are when you are just the body. Yeah. And then also, if you aren't moving, you aren't being a victim to impulse. So you witness the impulse to itch, the impulse to tickle.
Oh, the impulse to itch.
Have you ever had a tickle?
So annoying.
Do you know that becomes an experience? That becomes a journey if you don't move and you don't scratch.
I've just got one on my face now.
Feel it. Just watch it. Watch. Why? Are you going to die if you tickle?
Yeah.
Are you going to die if you've got an itch?
Yeah.
You've just
the
taught
frustration's
yourself.
Not going to kill you either.
No, none of it is. None of it is. It's actually going to be a beautiful journey. It's its own little dance, but you're missing it because you're too busy getting rid of it because it's not exactly how you wanted it to be. And now your body actually knows how to make you move. So your defense mechanisms that are ape-like are saying to get you to move in a certain way. So my addictive parts knew if it gave me a certain anxious feeling, I'd go and seek weed. And that was to distract myself from a different feeling.
Yeah.
So then you have a habit of getting tickles. It's no shock that all of a sudden my itches and tickles have died down. Because my body now has learned that isn't a way to get this out.
I do that every time. I'm so itchy. Like, I'm not itchy, and then I'll sit down to meditate, and all of a sudden I'll be like...
Witness. But do you know what as well? Be gentle. Be compassionate. So you do a 10-minute meditation. Let's say in that 10-minute meditation, you open your eyes 3 times.
Yeah.
Can you just open them 2 next time?
Yeah.
That's the progress, not perfection.
Yeah.
You itched yourself 4 times in that 10-minute meditation. Could you just do it 3? Or you managed to sit for 5 minutes. Brilliant. Could you sit for 6?
Yeah.
Could you, that impulse to move, that restlessness, could you just watch it for an extra 30 seconds? Each time that muscle grows when you go to the gym. It's the same with everything else.
Capacity, isn't it?
But it can only go so far. It's going to tear.
Yeah.
So don't push yourself too hard. Just push yourself more than you usually do.
Yeah. And
that will keep growing. I didn't start by doing 2 minutes and then all of a sudden I could sit for 5 hours.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't do it because there was one point in the Vipassana where you do an hour, 5-minute break, an hour and a half, 5-minute break, an hour. And then you've done loads of hours on either side of that as well.
Yeah.
That would have been torture.
Yeah.
And now it's like almost I'm looking forward to the next time I get to do that.
Really?
I know it'll be difficult, but I enjoy the challenge now. Whereas I used to, the challenge of life used to... It was too much.
Because you're going right through it.
But it's really, really interesting. When you bring the curious energy in rather than the judgmental or the analytical, the problem-solving mind, and it comes into the, what is that? You know, like, when you see a kid, me and Isabella, we went for a walk yesterday, and this little kid was walking into a branch and laughing its head off. There's this branch on a tree, just walking into it and going, ha, ha. And it was beautiful because that kid hasn't been dulled by familiarity yet. Yeah. Everything's new, everything's fantastic.
Yeah.
The world doesn't change the older you get. You do. The world was as magical as when you were a little kid. You've just become trapped by trauma.
Yeah.
All that's weighing you down, and then all these traumas create habits of behavior, and you're like, this life is so difficult. And it's like, but that was the point. Yeah. The universe isn't interested in your comfort; it's interested in your growth.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, my friend Haley said that. She's a masseuse, and she said, I was like, that's wise. I like that.
Yeah, I love that. That's one of my faves. Do you have any more quotes in there?
Oh, you know, when someone asks me, I'm like,
It's like, what's your favourite song? It's like,
well, what moment are we in? I mean, I always start again. I like simplicity. It's easier to have it just caught. One of the teachers that I had was, every time he'd be like, get distracted, smile, start again. Yeah. Just start again. Yeah. Come back, and it's just a start again. Oh, bloody hell, I moved, and all that frustration energy. It's okay. Of course you did. That's your habit. You wouldn't have moved if it wasn't a habit. So smile, laugh. Right, start again. Oh, my posture slipped. Oh, well, I guess you're an awful human being then, are you?
Terrible meditator.
Who do you think you are? No, it's fine. Just start again.
Yeah.
So just start again. Oh, you know what? I've just gone and done I've gone and got the spliff again. Oh, I've shouted at my girlfriend again. Oh, I've smoked a cigarette again. Oh, I've ate that food I shouldn't have had. Okay, start again. Don't just let that become this massive, that we know I was talking about the break of the chain. Don't turn into day 4. Don't let it turn into day 5. Yeah, you fell off. Start again.
A new day.
That's a great little visual. Day 1, start again.
Yeah.
Day 1, start again. And eventually you will become better. To trust that you will become better through practice.
Absolutely. Yeah, I always like tomorrow is a new day. You know, give yourself that permission slip for tomorrow to just be different. Yeah,
today you slipped up.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were perfect, then this would be a hell of a boring experience. Yeah. Like, that's what makes it so colourful.
But there's still a part of me, Michael, that just wants it to be perfect.
Okay, then. Well, this is interesting. What's perfection to you?
Not being anxious about anything.
Why do you need to not be anxious about anything?
I guess because then I feel like I would just like show up better, you know.
And what does that mean? If you were
More
showing
confident.
up better, it all comes down to you don't want to feel the anxiety. You don't want to feel that sensation. It always comes back to that. Anxiety basically is something you've labelled an undesirable sensation.
Yeah.
So whenever that turns up, we're programmed to notice the negative.
Yeah.
Because that's survival.
Yeah, I kind of have this like loose association in my brain of like anxiety equals like weakness. Like if you're nervous for something.
It means you're human.
Yeah.
It just means you're human.
I literally told my friend on the phone the other day, she had like a really big pitch and she was like nervous. And I said, you're always good at giving advice, aren't you? This is my thing. It's like, give the advice. Like, listen to it, Hannah. But I was like, that's normal. I was like, I would be worried if you weren't anxious delivering that pitch. I mean, this is something you've been working towards now for a while, you know, and it's okay for them to coexist, like the anxiety and also the courage. I mean, you're doing it.
It could give you the energy. If you're anxious,
yeah,
anxiety is an energy. That's all it is. It's an energy that vibrates at a certain frequency, which creates a sensation in the body. You know, chemical reaction has now happened because the mind's thought of something. Chemical reaction turns into a sensation. We label that sensation anxiety.
Yeah.
So, right, fantastic. What are you anxious about? I might get that wrong. What is it makes you think that? Because I haven't done this and that, and that's making. So we'll go do this and that. Yeah. And then you'll be even, but then release the anxiety. Yeah. Like, it's cool, man. Like,
for me, it stems back to perceptions of others, like being perceived.
Well, that's a primal thing, man. Like, we used to be in tribes of 150 people, 200. That's what apes are meant to be in, not 9 billion connected. 9 billion. So, of course, we have it in our programming to be accepted. Yeah. I still like, I'm dancing a bit like a weirdo. Well, people want to come to my classes if they see me dancing like this. And I always come back to, but is that how your energy needs to be expressed right now? Yeah. Then not well, fuck them, I don't care what they think. I'm not gonna bullshit you. Of course I do. I'm programmed to care what you think. I just honor that part of myself and go, it's okay. Remember, 9 billion of them out there. Yeah. And also water's sorted, there's no tribes coming to kill us anymore. Like, we're not in that old state. Remember, your body is been programmed from the start of eternity. So you've got a lot of ancestral stuff within your programming. Just witness it. Yeah. Upgrade it.
That's really interesting that you say to not adopt this approach of like, I don't give a fuck what other people think.
Don't lie. You're fooling yourself. Yeah. You're fooling yourself, man.
Because I've tried to do that, but then I've been like, but I do care.
If you don't care, why do you need to tell me you don't care? Do you know what someone who don't care does?
I don't care.
For those who couldn't see me, I just looked to the side and went, Yeah, because why do I need to react if I don't care? You do care. To the fact that you just told me you don't care, or you've had to go on a video and do an hour-long rant about how much you don't care. It's like that's when I hear like a song on the radio about a girl who's saying the girl or the guy who's over the ex-partner. You just wrote a song about them, and you think you're over them.
Yeah, so over them.
So over the. I had to tell the world.
Yeah, or they could just accept that,
But you know what? That's also not bullshit. Like, it's difficult, so I'm not going to look you in the face and say meditation is easy. It's simple. It's almost what's harder than.
It's so simple.
What's harder than watch a sensation? What's harder than listen? But it's so difficult. It's so difficult to be like. It's like when you watch. I love football. Yeah. The best footballers play simple. They make the simple look easy. Not the one who does the fucking shot from the halfway line. Like that's cool. That's amazing. But the guy doing 89 minutes of connecting play. Yes. He was more important than that shot from the halfway line. Yeah, yeah. And that's all just be gentle. Like, for me, I'm a perfectionist. I am a perfectionist, be very important. I have parts that can be perfectionist-led. And it needs to save, like, for me, it would be, if I'm not saving the world, then I'm not good enough. Only one person turned up. Excuse me, why have you just used the phrase only in front of a human being? What, you only helped one person learn how to process anxiety better? Is that not okay? And then just have the wisdom to understand that, that's going to ripple. Yeah. Like that, ripple effect, like a story. It's a beautiful story. It was lockdown. Me and my mum, obviously, everything's getting a bit, and I was at my mum's at the time. I'd come back from Australia, got a job, and then lockdown hit. So I was not stuck in mum's. She wasn't locking me in, but we had an argument. It didn't happen often, but we did. We had a bit of an argument. She went for a walk, because we were allowed to have a walk, weren't we, at least?
Yeah.
And she told me, because she's left angry. We're angry. I need a walk. Bugger off.
Mm-hmm.
And then halfway through a walk, this guy, biggest smile in the world, opened the gate for her. Just smile, and all that anger just dissipated. It totally went. Now, how do you know that guy didn't have somebody who made him happy a few moments earlier, and now rather than him opening a gate and maybe even being a bit annoyed that my mum was in his way, and then he's added to her anger, he's actually alleviated because somebody else made him happy and somebody else made them happy and somebody else. What is the ripple? So every time you have a negative ripple, don't start like putting that burden of, if I upset somebody once, they might go kill someone. And if I make someone happy, they could save the world. Like, chill out with that as well. That's a story. But do you understand that one thing, you helped one person learn how to do one thing, and then what if you do that more and more and more, and then it's brilliant. So that's why I believe in, rather than being inauthentic, so I can attract thousands, millions of followers, so I feel good enough, so I get enough money. Keep coming back to that. So that's a whole universe right in front of me. Like I said, everything within you, only you can feel that. Thank you for becoming Hannah. Let me show you some of that helps you be Hannah in a more serene, embracing, receiving, open-hearted way. That's enough for me. And then the ego will come back in. Oh, only 2 people came to your class today. That means you're now shit, because 20 came the other day.
So tell me more about the ego then, because I think we've spoken about that before, and like the ego being like a good thing or a bad thing. You know, I feel like the ego is an
attachment to identity. It's an attachment to beliefs. And it's important that you do have a little bit of, why do you think we all bloody have it? Just that's when you know something's not, and finger quotes for those who can't see, bad thing. Why the bloody hell does everyone have it then, if it's so bloody bad? No, it helps to guide you. If I have an attachment to the idea that being kind is the right way to behave, but then the problem with that attachment to that, which is what the ego is attachment to these beliefs. If I'm then not kind in a moment, and my belief is a kind person is a worthy person, is a good enough person, so when I'm not kind, I'm no longer worthy. Oh, I'm not worthy.
Or nice.
So that's such a big shift. That's because my ego created an identity out of being a kind person, and when I wasn't kind, I must be bad then. I must be unworthy of whatever attachment I have to that, I'd love, whatever it is. So the ego is not a bad guy. It's just a terrible master. Because the ego is attachment to identity and beliefs. So if you're attached to who Hannah is, and something happens that totally shakes that foundation, for an example, Hannah is a calm person, and then in front of loads of people you're not calm. Shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's very triggering. And then your anxiety turns up. Now you also have an identity as somebody who doesn't like to receive anxiety. You see how I said the word receive? That's all you're doing is receiving anxiety. You have a block to that. Now your life is suffering. Whereas your ego got in the way of allowing that to pass. So just realize that your ego is going to get attached to stuff. That's what an ego is, attachment to beliefs, ideas. Just laugh and smile at it. It's creating a character. It's just creating this way of defending you in it. Like, my ego tells me not to walk in front of cars. I have an attachment to not destroying this body that allows me to, like, that's healthy. It's pretty healthy, right?
Pretty healthy.
To have an attachment to not killing myself or hurting somebody, or so. But then be flexible. Notice that the ego just needs a little upgrade. Are you tired of feeling run down? Maybe you're struggling with some sort of health condition, or it could be as simple as you're not reaching your fullest potential. Well, I found a solution. Isabella Nutrition's here to transform your life, show you the incredible healing power of nature. Let me just introduce to you Isabella Bradford Johnson, a skilled naturopathic nutritionist with a passion for showing you how to achieve optimum health, well-being, with tailor-made nutrition and lifestyle plans. She'll show you how to fill your life with vitality, renewed energy. Now, Isabella firmly believes that your body holds the key to your healing. She just wants to show you how to unlock it. Through the power of lifestyle and diet changes, Isabella will show you how to heal from within. Be that best version of yourself. Now, whether you're looking to improve your overall health or target a specific area, maybe it's gut
or hormonal issues where she specialises, Isabella will have expert guidance and support to show you how to have a future filled with joy. Now, it's not about quick fixes, short-term solutions. No, it's about long-term transformation, sustainable results. So stop waiting to take care of your health. Go down to www.isabellabradfordjohnsonnutritionist.uk. Book a consultation with Isabella today. Embark on a journey filled with health, vitality, lasting well-being. Isabella Nutrition, empowering you to live your healthiest life. I need to be attached to, be as kind as I can, but also be gentle when I make mistakes.
Yeah.
And then even release that, because maybe some new information comes in and a new teacher gives me a new way of seeing things. That's why I don't like bad mouthing religions or anything, so I'll just say the word religion rather than shitting on one. But a religion says, do everything this way.
Yeah.
And you get to go to here, and it'll make you a great person, and God will love you, or whatever it might be saying.
Yeah.
So if you don't do it, that means God won't love you and you're shit.
Yeah.
Problem is that doctrine is assuming it is in the 21st century, that it knows who Hannah is, everything that Hannah needs to be a healthy human being. It doesn't know. It doesn't know. It might have been, and then it might have been created to control people. So it's got all this human, man-made control mechanisms entwined with this beautiful spirituality, and it starts to become this diluted, and it's not for your higher good. It's just what you've been brainwashed into thinking was the best thing to do. So that's where the ego would be a massive enemy. Attachment to this particular way of thinking. Well, you best hope it's the bloody right way of thinking then, aren't you?
Yeah.
And considering not one of us has got the full picture because we are limited to our body. There's 9 other billion people, never mind the history of humanity, never mind other beings. You know, they've all got a wealth of information that they could pass on, but you're attached to just, no, Hannah's right.
Yeah.
What was it, 24 years?
Yeah. 24 years.
Well done. You figured everything out without even having the full picture.
Yeah.
So that's why ego can become quite a horrible master. And that's why observing ego. There's that part of myself, that part that needs people to think it's okay, and I know that that part that wants people to think it's okay only exists because if people don't think I'm okay, I think I'm going to die, because I have primal programming of an ape that used to exist with about 150 tribe.
Yeah.
And that you did need everyone to like you, because if you're on your own, being a social animal, man, you're probably going to die. So of course we have that in us. Watch it. That's all.
Yeah.
Watch it. Keep getting amused by it.
Listen.
Feel.
Yeah. So much wisdom. So much wisdom. You know, it's funny, I was just thinking before, it's interesting how we all kind of have our own bodies and we are separate. You know, like you're born, you have this body and this consciousness. And I guess that leads me to this topic of consciousness. How would you define what consciousness is?
It's the player.
Yeah, goes back to the observer.
It's the player.
Yeah.
It's the observer. It's the essence. Consciousness isn't bound by the mind. It isn't bound by the body.
Yeah.
Consciousness is in that rock. It's just rudimentary consciousness. The atoms in that rock haven't formed a brain and a nervous system like yours have to channel the ultimate consciousness in a Hannah way. It's just in a rock way.
Yeah.
The rock ain't bad. But I can do meditations where you literally become a mountain. You become a breathing mountain, and what the mountains point us in the direction of being grounded, stable, unmoving no matter what the elements throw at it.
Yeah.
And then you become that mountain. You tap into, you connect with connection to nature. Nature's a fantastic teacher.
Like the trees with all their roots.
Yeah. They do when you do a standing meditation, become a tree. Stand around a load of trees. Watch what are they doing? They're just
stood breathing.
And they sway a bit in the wind.
Yeah.
They release what isn't serving them anymore, the leaf litter. They draw up from Mother Earth the nutrients that they need. They receive what they need to use that.
Yeah. Amazing. So can you share with us like any like success? I want to say success stories. That doesn't feel like the right way. Or is that the right way? But from like students that you've worked with personally, like journeys.
Yeah. Nah, there's no embarrassment saying that at all, man. And if there was one person, because I told you I've lost my dad.
Yeah.
Fantastic man, loved him, but he was not taught what I've been taught.
Yeah.
So he didn't know how to feel how he felt, so he smoked. He had a few drinks. He wasn't alcoholic, but he liked to have a drink, and every time, and then maybe he didn't eat the most healthy, and he got stressed out quite. It was almost amusing how stressed he got. He almost played on it a little bit, but all things which don't help to have a healthy vessel.
Yeah.
And eventually, he passed. So when I started doing this, that part of me that wanted 20 students, 30 students, I want the world to think meditation with Michael's the best things in sliced bread. No, I don't. My mum sat in front of me. She doesn't miss a class. She doesn't miss an event. And that's fantastic. I appreciate the support. But the actual most rewarding bit is I've seen a change, a massive change. The way she's been there for my gran and granddad when they died. The way she was there for my auntie when my uncle passed. And she even having her come up to me and say, do you know, I used that technique you told me. And it helped me to process it. So now my relationship with my sister who needs me stronger, I held her when she needed to be held, where I used to run. Like the fact that my mum can say that to me, one of the people who means the most to me.
It's huge.
Like, who gives a fuck if no one turns up and I make no money? Who cares, man? I just did that. And knowing that my dad didn't get that from me. Then my girlfriend. And Isabella, by the way, Isabella Nutrition, she'll be in the advert. Fantastic, by the way. She teaches me half of this stuff. But she comes to them. She'll join, because I have an online option. She'll join online from the comfort of her own home. She gets private one-to-one events. So those journeys that I create for people, she just gets them. I actually created one for Valentine's Day just for her. No, anniversary. So it was
sweet.
It was dead soppy. It was called Boundless Love, and all the stuff that she's into, like near-death experience. I created a story, but then used the meditation of being fully present with it, and it's just so. I do that for her and my friends. My friends doing it, and then even you could be a stranger, man. Like the fact that you came to my class and learned one thing that helped you, that's a buzz. To me, that's that I used to always have this, because I think one of my defense mechanisms was seeking attention. So I'd be the naughty kid if I had to be.
Yeah.
I'd annoy my dad if that meant I still got attention. And I'm sure there's childhood stuff behind all that where I felt I needed to be seen, to be safe. And I didn't get it at some point. So I got these defensive patterns which then seek to like, people are like, why are you so annoying? Teachers shouting at a child that's being annoying. Have you ever thought of wondering why he's being annoying? Why would he rather get negative attention than none?
Yeah.
How can I help the child with that? Yeah. And if you ain't learning how to deal with your feelings, how the bloody hell can you teach a child? And that's somebody teaching a class of students, and they are nothing against them. They aren't taught it by the educational system. That's a joke. I don't need to know how to do geometry, and like, that's fantastic. I appreciate it. And reading, Mice of Men, cool. Could you teach me financial independence? Could you teach me how to regulate my own nervous system through breath? Could you teach me how to align the breath and the movement so that I'm in alignment with the universe? Could you teach me how to process highly overwhelming emotions so it doesn't spill in empathy? Like, where's an empathy class? Yeah.
They exist somewhere.
We need to get MIDI meditators, meditation with Michael at schools. But just anybody who thinks I'm worth their time and energy, which could have been spent on a million things. Yeah. Like, to me, that's like an honor that you would come to me and seek that. And hopefully I pass on something
And you meditate with everyone, don't you, as well?
You sort of go half in. Yeah. So I'll meditate. So when I'm doing that vagal breathing, I am also... And I'll close my eyes, because I'm teaching you to close your eyes, and I need to feel into the space. And I've started being able to feel energy without my... By the way, this is all stuff that past me would be like, what the fuck are you on about? I want a little disclaimer. I'm not this guy who's now like, I'm healed. Yeah. Everybody, come listen to... I get it. I'm Mike. Yeah, I'm Man United, party boy, all that stuff's still in me. Like, I love nerding out, but this helps. It works because it's worked for me. Yeah. And maybe it won't work for you, but only one way to find out
is to sit down.
Sit down. Hold it. What is it right now that's knocking on the door saying, could you just feel me, or could you just hear me, or could you just see me for a moment? And that's really more important than doing the pots or doing an assignment.
Yeah.
Like this great one that Eckhart Tolle says. He says there's only 3 things that you can do to any situation that aren't insane. 1, take action. So, I don't like how I feel. Is there something you could do? So maybe it's meditate, maybe it's yoga, maybe it's breathwork, maybe it's scream, maybe it's laugh, maybe it's dance. Yeah, there's the action. Brilliant. Problem solved. Sorry, problem solved again with finger quotes for those who can't see. What's another thing? The action didn't work. So let's say you've got a baby. The action could have been to rock it.
Yeah.
It's not okay. Like, can you remove yourself from the situation?
Yeah.
Step away, process it, release it, just get a bit of distance from it. Just arguing constantly ain't going to solve it.
Yeah.
Just resisting it. Sitting there for hours going, I wish I wasn't anxious.
Yeah.
How's that helped?
Or, you're wrong. No.
Yeah, no, you're wrong. No, you're wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, if it works for you, brilliant. It hasn't worked for me personally.
Yeah.
So can you remove yourself? Well, let's use the baby example. No, I can't just let the baby go. Yeah, fuck off for a minute.
Just leave you here.
Yeah, just leave, excuse me, little baby. I need to process. So you can't remove yourself. So there's only one other option, accept. You tried taking action, didn't work. Could you remove yourself? Brilliant. Remove yourself. Oh, you can't remove yourself. Maybe it's a sensation in the body. How do you remove yourself from a sensation in the body? You can't. It's in you.
Yeah.
So that vessel can't remove itself. So what's the other option? Accept. And I've seen another thing that they asked the Buddha Siddhartha. He was saying, what do I do with the highly gross, dense sensations, which are really hard to anxiety? What do I do with that one?
Yeah.
Endure.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know you want me to give you the answer of, do this.
Think this and
do this. It'll get rid of that thing you don't want. No. Sometimes you came here to be a human, and humans feel anxiety. You must feel anxiety. Do you want to feel it in a state of panic and a state of rejection, resistance, or do you want to maybe go and have a look? And all of a sudden, anxiety is not even. It's actually just a vibe. That's what everything's doing inside of you right now. Just vibrating, and different speeds and different sizes create different vibrations. That's why the breath in, expansion, a bit of space. Just give it a bit of bloody space. You know, could you imagine having a panic attack and having everybody around you, enclosed around you, everyone stood over, let them breathe. You'd hear someone say that, wouldn't you? Just let them breathe. Let that sensation breathe.
Yeah.
And you don't need to do anything. Your awareness, your attention is all that was ever needed. That's where the energy is going to flow. Remember what I said? Where your attention goes is where the energy flows. All you need to do is look. Stop trying to do all this crazy shit and just look.
Yeah.
And then the exhale, soften. And what is air? The vayu. The vayu is motion. That's how we move. Anything that moves is because of the air element. That's what they mean by air, motion. So that's how we move stuff. Space. And then clear.
Yeah. Amazing.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get lost in my own. I forget that I've been practicing this for a lot of years, almost 24/7. So sometimes I'll say stuff and I'll be like, I need to make this as simple as possible.
Yeah.
If a 6-year-old doesn't understand, that's the Einstein thing. If a 6-year-old can't understand it, well, if you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it.
Yeah.
If you
Because
can't make
simplicity
it,
is harder in a sense. Like,
that's why I'm writing a kid's book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
Distill really complex ideas into the most simple.
And my ego
form.
came in. I was trying to put the most complex, like fusillade and ephemeral, and I got because I'm on the final edit now. But after I'd done the second edit of the book's called Peter Walnut, by the way. I can't wait to share it. It's a kid's book. It's a young squirrel. He falls from the nest. There is an actual origin story to that as well. And
Peter Walnut.
That's
so adorable.
And basically, I thought if I can put into that where who reads books to kids? Adults. So it helps the adult and it helps the kid.
Yeah.
And it's all just stuff that characters are basically me. They're all little versions of me. The baddies are probably versions of me that were doing things incorrectly, again, finger quotes.
Yeah.
So I like using story. I like making things fun. I like using that sixth sense to create imagination so that you have an emotive response. Because you might listen to a podcast and you're really into meditation and you want to, oh my God, Michael, meditation with Michael's on. Let's listen to what he's got to say. Brilliant. But you might not be. So maybe Peter Walnut says it instead. Or maybe Trixie, the vegetarian fox, says it.
Some days it's Peter Walnut.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
other
And,
days
sometimes I've got a character called the Mindful Mole.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And it's a little illustrator, by the way.
moles.
I've got a girl I knew from back from in Australia, Matilda Strauss, and she's the illustrator. And she's
I've seen some.
So good. My writing needs to match that illustration. If it does, it'll be a bloody blinder. So yeah, it's just I find that, you know, I told you the emotion.
Yeah.
So a character, Batman makes me a bit more emotive than other actual real people. So I vibe off what he says. Like when he says, "Be the good guy," I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be a fucking good guy."
Yeah.
Superman says, "Da-da-da," and I'm like, "Yeah." But if that had been Hitler who said exactly the same words, I'm not vibing off Hitler. Not today, anyway. Usually he's so inspiring, but not he's having an off day.
Yeah, that's sarcasm. Just
for those who take things literally, yes, I'm not a Hitler fan. Don't clip me up on that one.
Disclaimer.
Meditation with Michael really revealed. Hitler fan.
Sweet. So tell me more about your storytelling then, because I know you do journeys.
Yeah. So we do floating meditation journeys. Yeah. For those who couldn't see, she did a lovely hand motion. So my friend Joshua, you'll hear Transmute, they do the adverts, they sponsor the episodes. Very good. We're very aligned. Very
lovely man.
What his purpose as well is using creativity and education to allow people to live. Yeah, so that's why we're very aligned. And he has hammocks in his Transmute studio.
Yeah.
So that's already sold, right? You don't even fucking need meditation with Michael. You got
Get
hammocks. You got hammocks, music. So we do cacao ceremony.
Yeah.
So cacao, it's got the caffeine in it to active and with you, because drowsiness is one of the, by the way, the enemies of meditation, another one was drowsiness. You can't be fully present when you're drowsy.
Yeah.
So a little tip for you there, breathe heavily through your nose. You find yourself getting a bit drowsy when you're meditating, just gets you back in here. And then if you really need to, get up for a minute. If it's better than being drowsy, or wash some water in your face, better than being drowsy. Be fully present. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Transmute, floating meditation journeys. So we did a come dine with me.
Did you?
We went on a hike, me, Joshua, my girlfriend Isabella, the Isabella Nutrition, and my friend Andrea. And after we went to a restaurant, food was shocking. Really? Shocking. And we were like, we could do better than that. And Isabella suggested we could do a come dine with me. So we actually all did that. And the reason I'm telling you this is my entertainment for that was my meditation. The first one I ever did was called The Human Experience. Basically, you're interdimensional beings and you're going in the human experience training simulation, and you go through different characters who are different musicians that I've created a platform of character. Yeah. But rather than just being a song, they're now a character that you have a relationship with because your imagination has now created it. I intertwine meditative techniques into it. Joshua also does transmorphic breath work before it, just to shift a few things. The next one's the Eternal Sands of Egypt, a quest for immortality. And it's just using Egyptian mythology to teach people that, well, I'm not going to give it away. You have to come down. But it is about, what do I mean by immortal? And letting the Egyptians have their take on life after death. And is there a death, or is there just a constant death?
I imagine the music with that is going to be sick.
The playlist is pretty cool, yeah. I even did one with Wizardry, who should have been, I think we'll probably put Wizardry on before this one with me. And me and him did Journey of the Earth Wizard. So it's all his, it's his music. Yeah. It's his hoonie cooing chants. Yeah. It's his songs. It's his drum work, his fluting. But I've created a story. So you go on a journey with the Earth Wizard. Amazing. Yeah, it's cool. I love it, me. I love it. It's, that I'm a bit of a showman as well. Yeah. I love doing the introspective and doing the meditation and going deep within myself, but I love putting on a show. Yeah. I love giving you
it fun.
I love giving you an experience. I hated school. I hated it. I couldn't stand school. Well, what did I hate? I hated that it was monotonous. It was boring. Yeah. They're not really asking questions apart from to test you. Have you got this right? Did you remember? Did you remember? Did you remember? Did you remember? Yeah. How about I just talk to people? How are you finding that? How was that particular technique?
Well, how does that relate to what's happening today? You know, because that was something I felt was never asked. Is how does this apply to our world today?
It's just teaching people how to remember something. And if you can't remember stuff, you're a shit student then. What if I'm just someone who's better at being an experiencer? And I'm actually really talented at. I did really well. I got an A in the food tech. Yeah. But in the practical, I got an F in the written work. So therefore, I got an F overall. Or a U, unfinished. No, not unfinished, that's when you haven't done it. But the lowest score you get, I got, even though I got an A in the practical. Yeah. So that's like me doing a course on meditation and being just a poor writer. Yeah. But the actual techniques were fantastic, but because of the way it came across, it wasn't very palatable. So people were like, oh, he's a bit shit, innit? Yeah. but the stuff worked.
Isn't there a quote about like if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah. It's similar to what I say. Would you ever go at a baby because it couldn't drive a car?
Mm.
So when you're getting annoyed at the person in front of you for the way they're behaving, they just don't know how to do that thing very well.
Yeah.
The shouting at that baby for not driving a car well.
Yeah.
It's not going to go, oh, right, shit, yeah, I know how to drive now, then don't I?
Let me
no,
hop in.
it's just going to cry. It's going to actually be, if the baby could drive at all. It definitely can't now, it's
Definitely
crying. You've made the baby cry. How are we going to get home? But yeah, so, and I also like using humour.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? When I think of school or I think of religion, and I'm not saying religion's bad or school's bad.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, personally, my experience of it
Yeah.
didn't resonate with me.
Yeah.
This is why I think you need the same messages said by different people. That's all the religions are. They're all saying the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
They're saying it in a different way because some people need it said that way. Some people need it said it that way.
Yeah.
So for me, my way won't be everyone's cup of tea. Some people come to my journeys and they're like, that wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah.
And some people go, oh my God, that wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah.
It's different. It's fantastic to see.
It's like when people say, no one cares. And then when they say, no one cares.
Do you know what's funny? That's in Mind and Echoes episode because it's
Is
so
it?
true. Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Must have been in my subconscious.
It's just
somewhere.
like, because basically it's like, no, nobody cares. Or,
Yeah.
nobody cares.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. You can do that with so many things as well. It's like, oh, I'm alone. Oh, I'm alone.
Seriously.
Yay.
Oh my God, I'm feeling this. Oh my God, I'm feeling this.
Yeah. You're feeling you're alive.
You're feeling you're alive. Like,
Yeah.
I was speaking to people who, have you heard of Bufo alvarius?
No.
So it's basically the toad venom.
Right.
And when you smoke it, it allows your consciousness to vibrate in a different way and you go to different realms, believe in what you want. I haven't done it, so I can't say for certain. But one thing they said is it's almost as if they went back to the dawn of existence where there is no sensation.
Right.
And when they finally came back to being a human again, their body, they were like, oh, I feel it. So all that anxiety, all that depression, all that tightness, all that pain that they'd been resisting before the experience was now a blessing because at least they could feel.
Yeah. I said this to my friend. I said, your nervousness is like evidence that you are alive. You're here right now. It's like, it's almost something to be grateful for.
Yeah, seriously, it is. It's just the resistance. And sometimes you do need to distract yourself. Sometimes you do need to just go watch a TV program for 20 minutes because, the Buddha could sit there for 3 days straight. I find that a bit difficult. Yeah. But I can sit for 20 minutes or I can sit for an hour or I can sit for 2 hours. We'll just do your best. Yeah. Not the best that can be done because that's the perfectionist problem, conundrum. Yeah. Like trying to be perfect will define that in the first. Like when people say I'm not good enough, define what's good enough then. Like when will it be good enough? Because you could solve your anxiety problem. Yeah. Finger quotes again for those who can't see. You could solve the anxiety problem. Yeah. Yeah. Well then once that's sorted, but there's also an irritation problem. It wasn't getting as much attention because all the attention was going to anxiety. Now anxiety's gone, it'll just find the next thing because you're an animal. Remember that you're in an animal's body. Yeah. So you're programmed to just go for the next issue. Yeah. Yeah. So you just find the next one. If you don't practice being content and having a serene encounter with reality as it presents itself in its objective reality, you're always going to. Yeah. And if not, there's another one then for you. You want quotes, you love a quote, yeah? I love a quote. If not now, then when? Yeah. You want an open heart. If you can't do it now, why do you think you can do it in the future? If you're not practicing now, what makes you... You want to be calm when there's a difficult situation in front of you. Well, if you can't even do it now, why do you think you can do it then? Yeah. You must live... I used to do sales. I used to be a sales guy. In fact, sorry, PPI. But one of the things that they did say, which was really helpful, was dress for the job you want. Yeah. I wanted to be a leader. They were like, behave like a leader then. Yeah, so you want to have an open heart, behave like someone with an open heart then. What do? They meditate. Yeah. I'm mindful of time, so I think this will be a 2-parter.
Amazing.
I mean, I knew I could chat, and I know me and you can chat.
Yeah, we definitely can. But, is there any final words?
Final words? Yeah, every moment we die, don't we?
Yeah, we're reborn.
It's okay to relax. Yeah. Like seriously, man, don't let these people who are trying to because we are in a society that's fear-driven. Yeah. The news, everything's fear, highly stimulated. You have everything you need. Yeah. You do. You don't, unless you're running from a tiger right now, or you're starving, or you're about to die of dehydration, or you're not in shelter. Yeah. You have everything you need. Don't worry. The rest is a game. So just relax. How do we relax? Well, the body craves balance. The mind craves balance. Come back to the breath. Yeah, you're just remembering that you're okay. The body's so habitually programmed to think you're not okay.
Yeah.
That's your basic standard of existing. That's how you exist. You exist in a non-acceptable reality. So just breathe, get out your own way, come back into balance. A balanced person, they're usually healthier. Healthier people make more healthier decisions, and then therefore your action will be healthier. It's having now a positive ripple rather than a negative ripple.
Yeah.
So just relax. This too is going to pass if you allow it to. And maybe we could finish with because obviously we started with a meditation, but this is probably going to be a part 2. So these people who are listening to part 2 haven't even had a chance to meditate. So
okay, well.
And also I'd just like to, if anyone wants to know how to find me, Instagram, currently it's _meditation_with_Michael, or that might be changing depending on what the brand designer tells me next, but I'll put descriptions for everything in the link. There's going to be a meditation with Michael website that's in development as well, so there's going to be a hub for all the events, all the retreats, free content, how to attend a class, how to come online, how to do a one-to-one if you want to book a one-to-one, all that'll be available. The podcast as well, Who on Earth. Feel free to check out what all these, Who on Earth is Michael. Well, there's other people that we're finding out who on earth is. So your Wills, your Echoes, your Rubens, your Craigs, Hooney Cooins. That one's coming up, by the way.
Really?
I don't know if that's going to be before or after. It depends when the documentary comes out.
Amazing. I can't wait for that one.
Mainly, let's start embracing reality. And sometimes it's a horror film. Sometimes it's a drama. Sometimes it's a thriller or a detective. Don't just be attached to the happy ones, the joyful ones, the fuzzy feeling ones, because they all make up your experience. And your soul, your essence came here knowing that there was all these spectrums of reality that it could experience in the possibility realm. It wouldn't have done that if it thought it couldn't, right? I don't try lifting what I can't lift. You can lift. So when you're ready, guys, unless you're driving, unless you're doing something where closed eyes and stillness isn't advisable, just what do we do before a meditation? We shake it out if we need to. We stretch. Change position now if you need to. Take that moment. We probably should have done this the first time, but I forgot, to be honest, which is very unprofessional of me. But let's do a clearing breath. What's a clearing breath? That's in through the nose. And let's do 2 more. Really allow sound out, It's okay to make a noise. Let the body use your intuition. So 1 more. Eyes closed if you need your palms down, palms up if you want to receive. It's up to you. I don't want any extreme effort at all. I want you to effortlessly either come to a sensation, come to that breath. Remember the Anapana? Breath in through the nose, breath out through the nose. Or maybe it's just the sound of my voice, the sound of the world around you. But pick one. Be decisive. Choose your point of focus and anchor yourself there. And remember, every time a thought comes in or an emotion becomes overwhelming, the outside world becomes very loud, your job is not to resist. It's to change where your focus goes. Is it the breath? Then bring yourself back to the breath. If it's a sensation, a particular area, point in the body, the center point, the third eye, then just start again. You get distracted, smile, we're playing a game. Let that survival energy drift away. So serious. The Joker said it best. Why so serious? So just keep coming back, be gentle. remember, you have everything you need. You've done everything you needed to do. You are everything you need to be. It's safe to feel how you feel. This too shall pass. Just be. Hey, how relaxing is that? Nothing to solve. Nothing to worry about. Just keep coming back over and over again. Gentle, patient, but strong determination. See if we can play with the stillness. Every time we get that urge to itch, maybe you got an itch when I said it. Maybe you got a tickle. Maybe there's a back little twinge of pain that you just wish wasn't there. Breathe. Create expansion. Create space for it to exist. And when you exhale, just soften into it. And whatever arises, that's your journey. That's the point of your meditation right now. It isn't in the way of the meditation. It's giving you chance. Every time you're getting distracted, well, it's giving you a chance to play the game of meditation, to keep returning back, keep strengthening that willpower, bringing your focus to the breath, to the sensation, whatever you desire. It's okay to relax. And now I always like to finish it with the three ums. Now people think it's it's actually that sound when the universe first started. So universal sound is So that starts with it transitions into O, and then it finishes with the We'll do three of them. And then we'll finish it with three shanties. Shanti for the past, shanti for the present, shanti for the future, shanti meaning peace. So what are we saying there when we say shanti? Universal peace. So let's do one cleansing breath, guys. In through the nose. And now join me. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you. I appreciate you coming down and giving me a chance to share a little bit of myself.
Thank you, Michael. That was an amazing chat. And thank you for sharing your story with everyone.
Well, thank you for anyone who just took the time to listen. There's so many things out there to take your attention. I'm glad that I was worth it. I hope it was anyway. Peace and love, guys.
So there we are. We've come to the end of season 1. It was nice to go out with a bit of my relationship with meditation. I hope that gives you an understanding of why it's so powerful for me. Now, guys, if you're ready to awaken the power within, really start to find your inner peace, have some more healthier relationships, maybe even with yourself, with anxiety, with anger, with depression, whatever it is, or even if it's just to help feel less overwhelmed, more like you're in control please get in touch. The website's almost ready. If you've watched this a month after it came out, it's probably already up. All the other stuff that I'm doing, like the one-to-ones, the courses, the classes, the events, the floating meditation journeys, all of that will be available. Follow us on the socials as well. Thank you for staying till the end. I'll also put the links for Hannah, because she's just such a lovely soul. The links for TRANSMUTE, because that has absolutely taken off. If you haven't been down to their studio in the Northern Quarter City Centre one, then please feel free, because you're not going to be disappointed no matter what you're going to from what I've seen. And then ISABELLA Nutrition, so you can really just take care of your health. But hey, I can't believe we've actually done season 1. It was a dream of mine to be able to share the stories of these people. We're amping it up, something special for season 2, but we'll keep that for season 2. I'm going to now go finish a few things. If it's been a few months, time has elapsed, you're already going to be able to enjoy season 2. Any likes to support the show. If you want to subscribe so you're not missing any of the exclusive content that comes out on the channel. And if you want to leave a little comment, feel free as well. But otherwise, guys, I appreciate you. Go and watch season 1 again, see what you might have missed. Peace and love, guys.